Hello, everybody. This is Miss T. I hope everyone is doing well. Had a good evening. Woke up this morning, spent some time with the Lord, and ready for your day. I wanted to start a couple of uploads, just basically talking about things that I think of and do other people think about also. I've always questioned everything. But now that I have been reading the books that have been stolen or kept from us, I am questioning everything. We were under the mercy of man, our government, to tell us what things that were going on in the world, in other places, and our accomplishments, and we were just, that's how it went. But I always had questions before I knew that I couldn't trust the words of people who are supposed to be in charge. These are just my assumptions. They in no way, shape, or form are any of YouTube's assumptions or anyone else. These are just things that I think of and wonder about. So when you read the Bible, because we all know that we found out that God didn't mean for us to be confused. Did not mean for us to figure out what the Bible meant. He had it for us to read, and it was easy, just plain for us to read. He not only did that, he had people writing down everything that was going to happen, everything that we're going to go through, to the very end. So I kind of find it hard to believe that he would just leave some things out just because. I don't know. But when I hear in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth, to me, that's just what it says. The heaven and the earth. So now we have the information, not now, we've always been told, of other planets, and names of planets, Pluto, whatever, whatever. And I would think that if that was true, God would say in the beginning, God created the heavens, the earth, Pluto, Uranus, Saturn. That's how I feel. It doesn't seem like he never wanted us to not know what we needed to know. He never said that there were other people. It's just cut and dry. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Now, I don't know when they discovered all the other planets, or if they discovered all the other planets, but it just seems odd to me that God would tell us everything from beginning to end, but leave things out. If he doesn't want us to be in the dark, or be confused, or not to know exactly what he means, what he's done, what he wants us to do, I don't think he would, keep us in the dark. I think what has happened is, just like I said, just my opinion. When you want people to doubt, you put other things in it. You add other things in. So if you have a Bible that says, in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth, and then you have people telling you that there's other planets, then that, that gives you reason to doubt what the Bible said. How come it doesn't say that there's other planets in the Bible? How come he didn't tell us the other names of the planet, and are there other people? This is what causes people to start to think of their own theories, and that's why we have conspiracy theories, and cause doubt. Now, there was a time when the whole world, like in the beginning, was serving God, or knew about God, or took his message, was reading his message, was going by his laws. And this time has gone by, in which he said it has been less and less. He even says in the Bible that we were not to partake of meat. Well, really, blood was a significant a part of the Holy Scripture. Blood, Jesus shed his blood, the lamb. But we were not to. They did do sacrifices at that time up to God, but you never ever heard them say, after we killed the lamb, we had lamb chops. So actually, meat was not eaten for a reason. But it also says that later on down the line, he said people are going to start eating meat, because that's just man is sinful in their ways, and as time has gone by, they have changed things. So however, if you wanted to be a group of people who wanted to eat pork, meat, or whatever, you would find a way to make it sound like it's okay, like it's fine. So what it says now is that God had took whatever the Old Testament, and he didn't put it went away in the New Testament. But Jesus came and said he came to fulfill the law, not to do away with it. He didn't come to change anything. He came to give us understanding of God and the law and the world, and to help us understand that God loves us, and he's going to help us through all these things that are going to happen, the wars and the famines and the diseases and crime and all of these things. But people will change things to make it the way they want it to see. And so we get excited. We've been excited because we were the ones who had the first man on the moon. I don't believe we ever made it to the moon. Just things that are deceptive, that control people's thoughts and minds, and we had no say of what we were told, or how we were told to do it, or how we were made to believe, whatever. But God has given us wisdom, knowledge. Some people have greater knowledge, or can read something, study something, and learn it immediately. Some people have to struggle, but that's all because of sin. It's not anything that is not of God is sin. So if God isn't in it, God doesn't have his hand in it, God did not say it, it doesn't belong to him. it's sinful. So he's told us, he's kept us abreast of all the things. He just step by step. He doesn't make us guess. He tells us, this is what you have to do, and this is what you can't do to get to heaven. This is how you are to behave. This is what how you're not to behave. This is what you are to eat. This is what you're not to eat. But I'm not here to, say people who eat meat or pork or whatever is not going to heaven. I'm not saying that. I don't know who's going. I don't even know if I'm going. I can't be the one, He is the only one who knows who's going to be there, and the time and the day and the hour and the minute that Jesus will return. So I don't focus on am I doing everything right? God knows your heart. You can't live in this world. You can live in this world, not be of the world, but you can't live in this world and not be and be immune to everything that goes on. There's just, you have to live. You can't live in a bubble. Some people, I guess, if you have enough money, you could buy your own island and live. I don't know, but we're just being basic. Just a basic human being is in the world, lives here, and has to be subjected to some things that aren't good for them. It's not good to see. It's not good to be around. It's not good to deal with. It's nothing. And so God he asks you to come to him and worship him and stay with him so he can help you. But he knows that the devil is trying to get you too. So he has tricks up his sleeve. He has other people that have tricks up their sleeve. He'll put people in your life to trip you up. He'll put you in certain places that will cause you to doubt yourself. And so it has to be just constant for you just to wake up every morning and pray and ask God, to be with you throughout that day. It's just a constant every single day, sometimes every minute for me. But what I'm getting at is some of the things that we focus on or that we were told, it causes us to get off course. Yes, they told us there's other planets. We don't know. We can't determine if that's true. So why are we wasting our time trying to decide how far apart we're from those planets, or how big those planets are? Any of that stuff. If it didn't come from God, it's not of God. Or I want to say, or he just didn't. We just don't need to know. But I don't even. He's been up front. He's told. It's all been there for you to see. So I don't know why he would then start keeping things, or changing things, or anything like that. We started off the world for many years as being round, and then scientists wanted to cause confusion in topics. Is the world flat? God made the world. However he designed it was for him to do. What is us arguing about? Is it round or flat? What does that do to help us be better people, or to help us is it helping the planet be better? Are we, I just don't. So if you find out that the world is flat, then what? I just don't understand why these things are thrown out into the open and then argued about. Well, I do know why. Because they're irrelevant. There's no quiz that you're going to take to get to heaven. There's no if you invented a way to find out that it's flat, that you're automatically going to heaven, these things mean absolutely nothing. The fact of the matter is that the earth is God, and He handles that. He handles everything. Stars and, all of that. I've said it over and over again. Don't want to sound like a broken record. That's why I want you to go and read for yourself and study for yourself. I'm just putting out some things. I just sit and wonder why we even bother to, when there's such a demand for help in this world, just in the United States alone, that we bother ourselves with stuff that is frivolous. We have people who are homeless on the street and don't get a meal. Sometimes they don't have a meal for a couple of days. There are children that are being abused and taken away from their parents, put in a foster home to be abused some more, or given back to their parents to be abused and then unalived. We have people that are on drugs. If you watch, there's a channel that is, I believe it's a camera that they just film a certain street in Philadelphia, I believe. And all it is people that are walking around who are on drugs, and they just, they're laying everywhere. They're standing and leaning, and and people just leave them to their own device. Nobody cares about anyone else but themselves and maybe the loved ones in their life, and I say maybe, and everything else is just going to the wayside. I've learned that a lot of Americans move out of the United States and go to countries because they are better to live. The United States is really, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. It's just evil. Well, the whole world is evil, but since I live here, I can just say that it's corrupt. Money rules the world. If you don't have it, you don't know what's going to happen. I don't understand the concept of the money. If someone can explain it to me, they make money. Is it so often if they make new money and just hand it out to people? How does that mess up the economy? Why can't people everyone pay so much and you get free food and help? I don't understand the whole thing, and I'm not going to, but sometimes you just think simple things could probably change a lot of things, but again, maybe things aren't meant to change. Maybe this is how it's supposed to be, and they don't want it to change. You would think that as the time we have new modern technology, we have more understanding of things, that the world would be better, not worse. But it seems to be going backwards. It seems to be worse. And according to the Bible, that was what was supposed to be happening. We think modern technology was the best thing that happened. You know, it can be. And it can be the worst thing that ever happened. I'm sure more things have been at people's hands, and people are able to do more evil with technology. People are spread more evil, and we just have to decide, you know, how we feel about it, how we want to use it, how it would make our lives better, and then just leave the other parts behind. I know people, like, you know, there's dating apps and people meet people possibly to start a relationship and get married. How many people do you know that became unalived or missing due to that app, or any app that lets you socialize with people? How many scams have been created by social media? How many, just anything you can think of, whatever you want to happen, use social media, whether it's good or bad. And then we're at the mercy of if we fall for a scam, or if we get involved in a group chat that is brainwashing you. You just don't know. So I always say, if it's not of God, leave it. You can tell, you know that you can feel people's aura, or you can tell how people are when you interact with them. If you meet someone and they constantly have nothing good to say about anything, and even you, why do you want to be in that person's presence? If you meet someone who is a positive person, who likes to do things in the community, that would be a good motivating friend. So you can determine where you want to be in life. You just have to go with your instincts. You have to go with God, of course, number one. And you just have to be aware. Just don't feel like you have to put your life or your decisions in other people's hands just because they have a title of some sort. We know that titles don't necessarily mean good or expert or anything. A person can get to a title. Some people can buy titles. You don't even have to go to college and get a diploma. They just give you an honorary diploma because you're a movie star and you've been in the business for so many years. They'll just give you. So people can buy credentials. People can tell you and sell you anything that they want. It's just up to you whether you're going to accept it or not. They come up with new stuff. I used to be the type of person that when they came out with new things, I wanted to try it, whether it be food, pop, or whatever. And then I realized I'm that guinea pig, because this is some new ideal that they came out with, and they made it sound good and whatever, and I'm going to try it. So I'm going to be the first one to know if it raises your blood pressure to the point where you can't get it back down, if the dye in the food is so strong that now your urine is a different I'm that guinea pig. And I'm sure there's a lot of people. I stopped doing that. You can have, I'll stick with the old, I shouldn't be eating and drinking a lot of stuff anyway. So I'll just stick with what I know. Some things you want to try. Oh, they got a new, faster phone. Because, that's what they get you with every time. So my phone that I have now is messing up because my plan is over and they want me to buy a new phone and I refuse. They've sent me all these, we'll give you half off the iPhone 17, whatever, and I just don't take the bait. So finally they said, okay, well, we'll get her this way. We will give you the phone for free. Because people love to hear free. We will give you the phone for free. We just want you to sign this on the dotted line. And I still refuse because you're trying to control my mind. I don't need a new phone. My phone, I haven't learned everything on this phone. And now you want me to upgrade to a new phone that does what? Because I don't see the difference every time I upgrade. It says a better camera, whatever, and whatever I use the phone for is not necessary because it's not much. So I just feel like all around me I'm trying to be controlled. I'm being the government, the phone company, the light, water, whatever. The only one I want to have control over me is God. No one else should have control of me. So I'm putting my foot down. Ooh, that's a free phone? And I can upgrade? That sounds wonderful. But I refuse. Because you're not going to control me. You're not going to make me do what you want by dangling little trinkets in front of me. And we all have to maybe take our control back of some things that we have, in our life. We can't take everything because we have no absolute say or power over anything but our lives. And God can show you how to keep your control, how to not fall into the all of the things that they're trying to make you believe or make you do. I can tell that this country wants to head to one person wants it to be a dictatorship, which would not be good, because then of course you absolutely will be controlled. Your mind will be controlled. You can't do anything without say so. I don't believe that's going to happen as far as a dictatorship now. As far as the government getting worse, of course, we're going to really understand the true truth as things start trickling out, as things come out more and more, as we find more documents and hidden books and hidden passages and whatever else that was taken from us so that we didn't have knowledge of it. But what we can bank on, what we can really rely on, is that it's not going to be whatever God has told us step by step what's going to happen. So we know that man cannot destroy the world. They can't take a bomb and blow up the world because they didn't create the world. We already know how the world's going to end. So we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to, there's people that get unalive themselves because they're scared. They put out in the news that the world's getting ready to end and the sun's going to get dark in the daytime, and people get really afraid. And they're afraid because they don't know God. They don't know the truth. They don't know what God has said and what He already has told us that's going to happen, so that we don't have to worry about it. We don't have to turn on the TV and listen to them tell us that Korea just bombed so and so and it's going to get closer. Well, yeah, I'm sure it's hard to hear those things because people are suffering because of it, or people have passed on because of those certain things, just like people have passed on everywhere in different wars and everything. But you don't have to be fooled in believing that if we don't all get drafted or whatever, that they're going to take over the world or the world's going to be destroyed. You just have comfort knowing, if you read, knowing that God has put it all out there for you. So there's no surprises. So no one has to say, I didn't know. I didn't know that's what it said. I didn't know. Now, if you choose not to study and worship Him and pray to Him and spend time daily with Him, you have no one to blame but yourself. It's not, we were once in that predicament. There are other people in other countries that are being tortured for believing in God. Some are being unalived for believing in God. They say that they're going to demand that one day everyone worships on the same day. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if if that happens, what will come about, because they're slowly, I can believe it could happen, they're slowly trying to take away rights of people, and not just black people. Everybody is gonna, regardless of what color your skin is. It's not black and white. It's power, and whoever the powerful people are who's running the earth, the world, or whatever, they want to make it the way they want it to be. So if they say everything is going to be structured, everything's going to be in order, everybody's going to go to church on this day, everybody's going to celebrate these holidays, we're getting rid of those holidays, and that's what they're going to try to do. They have done that. They have done that. It's scary to know that your innocence it's kind of like being a child. You believe that in fairy tales and lollipops and cotton candy and everything's sweet, and then you find out that that's not true, that it was all a lie, it was all made up, and now you're going to come to the realization of what life really is, what they really want you to see, because they've already brainwashed you, they've already put you in a predicament where you feel you have no choice, or put you in a situation where you think this is what you have to do. And then the ones who want to speak out, or the ones who know the truth or want to tell the truth, want to spread the truth, want people not to be afraid, and they'll slowly silence those people. That has been done. They will silence you in however way they feel necessary. So that's why reaching out, giving people information is important, because they can get the information and then take it in and study for themselves before just one person who is out speaking, and they get rid of that one person. So they're hoping that information dies with that goes with that one person, like it has been going that way all along. We have a leader, we have someone who is willing to stand up, put their lives on the line, to do what's right, to make changes, to make us stand up for ourselves. And when they get rid of that person, then there's no, we go back, then there's no more troublemakers, is what they, want to call it. And we've never really had anyone really after they've done that. But it doesn't take one, it doesn't have to be one person. Everyone knows can see what's going on. Everyone who has of their right mind can see, read, and know what's going on. If you choose to want to be controlled and just want to live your life the way it is, you've got a home and a good job, and that's just how you want to live. That's your choice. But some people they can't function really with knowing that their people are being misled or being hurt because of lies, or being mistreated or being unalived because of different things. When you know the truth, when you know God's truth, when you know that He has something better for you, that you don't have to give up. If everyone knew that there was a God that loved them, a God that is wanting to bring them home, they wouldn't unalive themselves. People unalive themselves because they think there's nothing good and they have no choice. There's nothing left. The whole time they've been here, they've endured nothing but pain or whatever, and they feel that's the only way out. And sad to say, kids as young as 7 are now doing this. And you would think, what does a 7-year-old child feel in their minds, in their body, to make them say they don't want to be here, or they can't take life? 7. Things just upset me, I guess. I don't know. And so most of the time, I come on here and I'm looking for someone to, do you not feel what I feel, type of thing, venting or whatever. But it's more or less passing on information, because like I said, when I decided to give my life to God, my life turned completely around. And I'm not saying that everything in my life is perfect, because it's not. I still have aches and pains. I still have to go to the doctor. Sometimes I feel down, and a lot of other different things, because He did not say you're going to be, everything's going to be fine. He said once you go to heaven, that's where your reward is. But He makes it a little easier to be here, to be living here. When you know Him, when you follow Him, when you worship Him, He makes it a little bit easier to deal with people here, deal with life here, deal with your job and all the other things that come with it. I just want people to decide what's important. We don't, if it doesn't have anything to do with your salvation, is it that important? There's nothing wrong with having nice things. There's nothing wrong with having money. None of those things. God did not say rich people aren't going to heaven or rich people are evil people. That's not what he said. He did say the love of money is the root of all evil. So if you love money more than you love anything else, anybody else, God, then you have a problem. You have evil in you. I guess I don't know. I don't know how other ways to put it. I have to be transparent in what I'm saying, because I can't, sugarcoat anything to just not to hurt people's feelings, or just not to have people not like me or stop listening to me. That's not what I signed up for. God has blessed me, and has, in return, I have decided to spread the gospel, and I want to help people find the truth, to search it for themselves. And so my how I feel, it doesn't matter how I feel. If I say this, they're not going to like me, or if I do this, I'm going to whatever. That can't be in my mind, because then I'm not truly trying to spread his word. I'm trying to make friends, I suppose that's what it is. And I do, of course, I don't have any enemies. I'm sure I have people, or I'm an enemy to someone else, but I generally just want people to think, want people to read, want people to get educated, get knowledge. If you can just take the time out to put in the effort of, when you put in the effort to write a rap, you can put in the effort to read something from the Bible. You can put in the effort to go out into your community and just look around and see what is going on in your community. Do you like what's going on in your community? How can you help people in your community? And I'm telling you, if you are a person who just, and I know there's a lot of good people out there, and you just want to, helping people gives you a rush. Like, I don't want to put it in the words of a drug, but helping people gives you a satisfaction that someone knows that someone cares about them, and that maybe, because you don't know what has gone on in their life or what they prayed for today. So we don't know that they prayed and asked God that someone, they're hungry, they haven't eaten for 2 days, and that they just get food. And then here comes someone with money, groceries, toiletries, and everything. And so in their mind, they think God answered them and he blessed them with more than they asked for. And it doesn't have anything to do with you. That's God. God put you. He told you, because if you're, you go out and buy things, store them. I buy things and put them in my trunk. You can go to the dollar store, get a bag of socks. You can go to, get toiletries or whatever, toilet paper, whatever. Store it in your trunk. When you're driving down the street, you see someone, you can get out and hand it. It's that simple. And that person, it means more to that person than you know. To you, it just means I'm helping this person. I see that they're in need and I want to help them. But to them, it could be, God, you are real. God, you said you were going to do what you did what you said you were going to do. We don't know. We don't have to know. That's just, that's faith. That's how we should be walking around anyway, with faith. And just to know that it could be you that needs help, could be anyone. No one is immune. That helping someone is really helping their spiritual guidance, their need. Because I know people on the think a lot that, and I'm rambling, I think, but I know people think that this world is evil. They have forgotten about everyone, and they don't care about no one, and we throw them aside and they're like garbage. But just showing them that that's not true, that God cares, is enough for them. They don't even have to see you ever again. Just that one gesture, that you were there at that moment that they needed, that God put you there at that moment, is all that they needed to believe, to have faith, and believe they can make it. It should be good enough for you. I'm going to end this for right now. I have some other things that I think about that I will probably come back with on another day. I hope everyone is being blessed and stay safe. And if you've had anything bad happen, if you've gotten any news, doctors told you any news, your car broke down, you don't know how it's going to get fixed, you just stop for a moment and put it in God's hands and see if He doesn't work a miracle for you. Stop worrying that you're stressing yourself out because you want to do it on your own, because you feel I'm strong, I can handle this. Well, all the time we need God in our fighting our battles, doing it for us, helping us, because we are just human beings and we are fragile.